Welcome back to Building Fallout. In our last episode, we took over a workshop that was just instantly ran over by a high level. So I server hopped, and now we're back. If I wanted to, I could go back for the workshop, but we're just going to go ahead and move on with our latest adventure. So from the camp we made with the junk pile, we want to head down the railroad tracks towards Morgantown Airport. Now when you hit this train yard, you're going to get a little miscellaneous objective to find these responder caches. So we're going to take the time to do that, scavenge around here in the train yard, and take out any and all scorched we find. Now this is one of my personal favorite places to scavenge, because there's a lot of good stuff that you can find just lying about or within containers. And here is the first responder cache in this tower. Now most of these train cars are going to have a few things you can scavenge. Like here's a plan. Now one of the main things to scavenge from this yard is it's one of the first places that you can run into a set of power armor. Now by the looks of things, because there aren't most of the scrap that should be here, someone could have already been through here and grabbed it. But this is a good place to grab a few pieces of apparel if you want some new clothes, a good pieces of junk that you can see I'm already grabbing. And again, it's a nice place to grab a few levels off the scorched. We've got a holiday scorched event going on right now, so that's even better. And you can see how there's some stuff just lying on the floor. That means someone else had come through here on an earlier server. Nice. And didn't pick up the stuff that they had gotten. So that's why there's random stuff lying about. But for right now, we're just gonna grab random things. Because all this stuff is good junk. Now, I'd already in a previous video showed missions that will give you these, but here's a plan for a chemistry workbench. It's not always here, but this is where you're always going to find it. And if you want, you know, any known plans that you have, you can throw up in a vendor later. So, always keep that in mind. I don't think I'm going to be using any of this. Now over here in this army car, yep, we got lucky. Now where we didn't get lucky is this is level 40 stuff, but we're going to go ahead and take all that off of it anyway. Some more clothes. More junk. Now I can hear there's another Now if you know you're in for some heavy fighting, you can always throw on your power armor chassis. And now that I've got a fusion core with some charge in it, that will allow us to use VATs, that will allow us to sprint and use power attacks. So that's always nice. But I'm just doing it for a little bit of defense because there's a bunch of scorched in here. And eventually they are going to all fire upon me. Nice. And again, the goal is to eventually have this be a heavy weapons build. I am just terrible right now. But before we get there... Why? Yeah, before we get there, we're just going to be using rifles and the like. Mainly because they are abundant, so it's easy to get all the parts that you could ever want to customize it. And is one of the best things for a stealth build, especially early on. Again, we're just going to take everything, because most of this game we are going to be playing over encumbered. Okay, so I don't know where the next guy is, but you want to come up this way for a couple of reasons. Usually there's a random weapon lying about. Instead, we've got ourselves a stealth boy. But there's always this red chest back here, which in any place that you can scavenge in the game, usually there's a red chest or a green chest carrying some items. But for now, our next move is to head up the tower. And again, we're just scavenging anything and everything along the way. Now, usually there's a scorched posted up in the tower, but I don't know if he's there or not. Now, be aware, just running a fusion core in your power armor is going to drain its battery. But it'll drain faster using VATS, sprinting, or power attacking. So just keep that in mind. Again, it's not a necessity to have one, but it does help, that's for sure. So, desk fan, radio jammer, all of these are good things to pick up. Hey, bobblehead. So, when it comes to... They last longer for an hour, that's nice. So when it comes to bobbleheads, it's a consumable, so you can use it for its effect. I personally like to save them up for displays, and then any extras I sell them. I don't like to use them. But there's a bed here in case you wanted to get rested. Of course, we already got well rested from being in camp. Now, for this last supply cache, I'm going to come on over here. Now, another reason that I like this area is it's got most of your crafting benches here in the site. You already saw the chemistry and the armor. Here's the weapons. I already know that. So if you want to, you can grab known plans, and again, we'll sell them later. Now again, I am just, wow, level 10. I'm just going to scrap all this. Maybe not the... Yeah, I'm scrapping the T60 stuff. It's heavy, it's level 40. By the time we actually make it to level 40, we'll be working on a whole new different set of power armor. So, I go ahead and get rid of it. Now, the last responder cache is back in here. Excuse me. And that's just a little extra experience and caps for doing that along the way. But really, we were just here to see if there was power armor. it's a good spot to come keep checking for power armor too. At least at a low level. So now we're gonna head over here to the train station. And again, one of the reasons you want to have train stations is because they are vendors. There's always a vendor here. Go ahead and scavenge a little bit more out here because there's just random stuffs. That figures. Another reason for train stations is because there are donations box. Arrest warrant. Ah, someone's actually been through here. I'm actually just going to take it all. So, obviously somebody came through and had a bunch of good stuff to just give us. Some of it could have been junk too, for all we know. Looks like most of it was, really. Holy cow, they gave me 26 of those. But they also gave us a few recipes. So nice. So yeah, always good to check, because they gave me a bunch of stuff. Did they give me power cores too? Yes, they did. So whoever that was, thanks to them. And here's another chemistry workbench plan, not always guaranteed to be there. But here we are again. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a few things away. Now you see we got a couple of legendary stuffs. I'm not going to use them, so I'm going to trade them in. And I'll show you here in a second what I mean. I'm going to sell all this eventually. What in the candy stash? Okay then, well, that's a thing. Now, in case you're wondering why I keep things like pepper, salt, and spices, that's for a quest later on down the line. Yeah. I'm just getting all this stuff out of my inventory. Now, I want to say, yeah, you can sell off propaganda flyers for a cap, but it's extra monies, so we're gonna go with it. Now, sadly, you can't sell ammo to the vendors, which is a major oversight if you ask me. But for right now, we're just going to store that. Now, you can sell it to other players. And there's also something you can use to exchange it all. But hold on. Before we trade to him. Now, this here is a legendary exchange. So you can see I'll trade this in for script. Which script is a currency used to buy more legendary component stuffs. But we'll get to that eventually. For now, I just want it out of my inventory. Same thing with most of this food I'm not going to be needing. So we're just going to sell all that. Now if you're asking why I am not selling off my purified water, because you'll get thirsty faster than you will get hungry in this game. So purified water is always good to have some of. And as you can see, I don't like to keep any diluted stuff. There's no reason, in my opinion. It's just more to sell. So, now that we've gotten all that sorted out, you can see because we picked up a government supply request, they want us to take care of that. But we are here for the final departure. Oh, I have a level. And an unopened perk pack. Awesome. So we'll see what we get. Alright, so we're going with agility at the moment. But again, you always want to check every level to see if there's something new that fits your build. At this point in time, it does not look like there is. So you just pick something that's going to go along with your build. I know I want some more Born Survivor, and that's almost maxed out, so we'll go for it. Now, as far as the rest of these are concerned, we'll, throw them in whenever we throw them in. And I got 2 of these. Now, I'm going to keep that as a 1, because in order for me to use it as a 2, I'd have to take both of these off, and both of those are more productive at this point in time. So, I think I'll go ahead and cut the video off here, and then we'll tackle everything that you can do here at the airport, because there's a nice cluster of missions you can get done at the airport. So hopefully you found this informative and entertaining, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.